From the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, it's time for Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. We continue celebrating the conclusion of Season 10 today with our third place match. We have two fantastic schools making their deepest runs in the tournament yet. First, let's meet the Dixon Dukes. Dixon got here by defeating Polo, North Boone, and perennial Final Four candidate Christian Life. Aiden is their captain. Go ahead and introduce us to your team.
To my left is Ronan, to my right is Nathan, and to my far right is Owen.
Welcome and good luck in the third place match. Going up against the Pecatonica Indians. Pecatonica got to the Final Four by defeating Ashton Franklin Center, our defending champs Winnebago, and Byron. Beck is the captain. Go ahead and introduce us.
We're coached by Mrs. Daly. To my left is Tyler. To my far right is Gavin. And to my right is Marshall.
Both of these teams have had great seasons with impressive answering skills, and one of them will get one more tough win on their record before it's all said and done. Let's find out who. We'll start with the Rockford University buzzing round. It's 10 points for each toss-up, fingers on buzzers. You're very, very, very familiar with this at this point. I'll go ahead and start with the first toss-up. In May 2023, Tom Brady agreed to buy a minority stake in what NFL team, which Brady and the Patriots defeated in the Tuck Rule game? That is Owen.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Sorry, no. A chance for Pecatonica to steal. Marshall, go for it.
Falcons.
Sorry, no. Both good guesses. He is a part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders at this point. Next question. What composer wrote about the sisters Dorabella and Fiordili, who are tricked into falling for each other's lovers, in his opera Così fan tutte? That is Ronan.
Donizetti.
Sorry, no. Pecatonica, chance at it. Time's up there. A purposely tricky classical music question. That is a hard Mozart question. Così fan tutte, not one of his most famous. Next question. What material, a type of thermoplastic polyamide, was used in parachutes in World War II? That is Becca.
Nylon.
Nylon is correct and has largely replaced silk for use in pantyhose. Pecatonica takes the first lead. The Marriage of the Sea ceremony was carried out in what city, where the blind Enrico Dandolo was a doge? That is Nathan.
Venice.
Venice is correct. Dixon takes their first 10 points, and we're tied. In what novel does Roger Chillingworth suspect Minister Arthur Dimmesdale of... That is Ronan.
The Scarlet Letter.
The Scarlet Letter is correct. By Nathaniel Hawthorne. Next question. What type of animal is the nickname of NBA player Dennis Rodman, names a type of self-replicating computer malware, and describes... That is Nathan.
Horse.
Sorry, no, I'll finish for Pecatonica. And describes parasites with round and tape types. Becca.
Worm.
Worm is what we're going for there. Roundworms and tapeworms at the end. What member of the Black Hand was a Bosnian Serb nationalist who assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand in 1914? That is Tyler.
Milovic.
Sorry, no. Dixon, chance at it. Time's up there. Gavrilo Princip made the assassination that started World War I. Next question. What joint where compression of the median nerve can cause numbness and pain in carpal tunnel syndrome lies between... That is Tyler.
The wrist.
The wrist is correct for 10 points. Pecatonica takes the lead. The 12 tribes of Israel are descended from the 12 sons of what biblical son of Isaac, who buys his twin Esau's birthright? That is Ronan.
Abraham.
Sorry, no. Pecatonica, chance at it. Time's up there. This is Jacob. Next question. What war ended after the Battle of Aegospotami and inspired a funeral oration by Pericles after clashes between the Athens-led Delian League and Sparta? That is Nathan.
Peloponnesian War.
The Peloponnesian War is correct for 10 points. Tie game. Nucleoli reappear and the spindle disassembles during what stage of mitosis, which is often accompanied by cytokinesis? That is Aiden.
Anaphase.
Sorry, no. Pecatonica, chance at it. Becca, go for it.
Telophase.
Telophase is correct for 10 points. Next question. What Dutch artist depicted a pair of ears wielding a blade and a bird monster eating a human in the Hell panel of that is Becca.
Rembrandt?
Sorry, no, I'll finish for Dixon. In the Hell panel of his Garden of Earthly Delights. That is Ronan.
Hieronymus Bosch.
Hieronymus Bosch is correct for 10 points. Tie game. What desert, whose Nemegt Basin contains many fossilized dinosaur eggs, is formed by a rain shadow from the Himalayas and covers southern Mongolia? It is Nathan.
Gobi.
The Gobi Desert is correct for 10 points. And that is the last toss-up of the first round. With that toss-up, Dixon takes a 50-40 lead over Pecatonica, going into the volleyball round, which we'll enjoy right after this. Welcome back to Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Our third place match is off to a roaring start. We have Dixon on 50, Pecatonica on 40, and we'll go right into the volleyball round. So buzzers down, this is a conferring round. Teams are very familiar with it at this point. Best of luck as we contend with these questions. Due to the coin flip, we will start with Dixon on the first volleyball round question. Here we go. What actress who played Helen Shivers in I Know What You Did Last Summer and Daphne in the live-action Scooby-Doo also played Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Megan Fox.
Sorry, no. It's a good guess. It's Sarah Michelle Gellar. Back over to Pecatonica for your first volleyball question. What Pennsylvania city, the namesake of a steel company that went bankrupt in 2003, took its name from a West Bank city said to be the birthplace of Jesus?
Bethlehem?
Bethlehem is correct. That question took a bit of a turn there. 10 points for Pecatonica. Over to Dixon. In 1943, what U.S. city was the site of the Zoot Suit riots, in which crowds and soldiers attacked young Latino residents? Time's up there. Los Angeles, California for the Zoot Suit riots. Back over to Pecatonica. A series of young adult mysteries by Nancy Springer is named after what Purgatorian, or finder of lost things, who is the sister of Sherlock Holmes?
Enola?
Enola Holmes is correct, played by Millie Bobby Brown in the film adaptations. Back over to Dixon. Mersenne numbers are one less than what type of numbers, which have no odd prime factors? Their sequence begins 1, 2, 4, 8, 16.
Powers of 2.
Is exactly right for 10 points. Dixon ties the game. Back to Pecatonica. What math function is shifted and generalized by the gamma function? Outputs 120 if the input is 5, and counts the number of permutations of n objects. Time's up there. Tricky math question there, the factorial function. Back to Dixon. For which country, which was an independent state from 1404 to 1409 under Owen Glyndwr, does Plaid Cymru advocate independence from the UK?
Wales.
Wales is good get by Nathan there. 10 points for Dixon to take the lead. Over to Pecatonica. What Chinese philosopher of the spring and autumn period advocated for filial piety in his Analects?
Confucius.
Confucius is correct for 10 points. Good pull there from Tyler. Over to Dixon. What popular 1950s sitcom, which co-starred Vivian Vance as landlady Ethel Mertz, was about the wacky Mrs. Ricardo, played by Lucille Ball?
I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy is correct. Nice pull there at the end for Dixon. Back to Pecatonica. What reflex has a photic form caused by light, is normally triggered by irritation in the nose, and causes involuntary closing of the eyelids?
Sneezing?
Sneezing is right. The photic sneeze reflex affects 25% of people and is one of many, many ways to get disqualified as a fire pilot. It's probably the most benign way. That'll be the end of the volleyball round. We have a tie game, Dixon 80, Pecatonica 80. We'll have the Bergstrom bonus question right here for you at home. Enjoy.
In May 1972, President Richard Nixon became the first American president to visit which city? The capital of Russia.
Welcome back to Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Our third place game is off to a great continuance. Dixon 80, Pecatonica 80, and the scores will stay tied for a moment. It's the Bergstrom bonus question. A pizza party at Lino's of Rockford on the line with this question. Fingers on buzzers. Best of luck. In May 1972, President Richard Nixon became the first American president to visit what city? That is Nathan.
Beijing.
Sorry, no, I'll finish it for Pecatonica. To visit what city? The capital of Russia. That is Tyler.
Moscow.
Moscow is correct. The pizza party to Pecatonica. 5 months after Nixon's trip to Moscow, he'd make history again as the first and so far only American president to resign. We'll have the Nika IBEW lightning round right after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. It's time for the Nika IBEW lightning round. With Dixon and Pecatonica both on 80, those scores will rise very quickly. Let's see if we have a leader going into the final challenge. Lightning round rules, very familiar to both of you. I've got 3 categories for you. You'll have 10 questions in each category. They're each worth 10 points. The controlling team will have 60 seconds to play with. The bounce back team will have 30 seconds to play with anything that the first team doesn't. Pecatonica, you've got the first choice. Your category options this week are infections, TV settings, and 10 in the name.
10 in the name?
10 in the name is the choice. So again, 60 seconds. The directions on this are pretty clear. Name the following people, places, or things whose names or titles all include the word 10 or 10th or something like that. So 60 seconds on the clock for Pecatonica. Are you ready? Here we go. Give these people, places, or things whose names or titles include 10 or 10th. Biblical list that includes thou shalt not kill.
10 Commandments.
Indeed. Residence of the British Prime Minister.
10 Downing Street.
Correct. Reserves powers not delegated to the federal government, to the states, or to the people.
10th Amendment.
Indeed. 1913 Mexican uprising in which Victoriano Huerta ousted Francisco Madero.
10 Days War.
Sorry, no. Japanese RPG that features Titus and Yuna.
No, pass.
Myth-inspired name for poet Anne Bradstreet, who has lately sprung up in America.
Pass.
Led Zeppelin song that begins, then as it was, then again it will be.
Pass.
Sports conference that includes Michigan and Ohio
Big Ten.
is correct. Charles and Ray Eames film that shows the scale of the universe.
Skip.
Nellie Bly expose about an insane asylum.
Skip.
Back up to Japanese RPG featuring Titus. Oh, and that's the end of the time. We've got 4 parts correct for 40 points for Pecatonica, 6 parts bouncing back to Dixon. Aiden and the team, are you ready for your 30 seconds? Here we go. Give these people, places, or things whose names or titles all include 10 or 10th. 1913 Mexican uprising in which Victoriano Huerta ousted Francisco Madero.
Pass.
Japanese RPG featuring Titus and Yuna.
Pass.
Myth-inspired name for poet Anne Bradstreet, who has lately sprung up in America.
10th Muse.
Is correct. Led Zeppelin song that begins, then as it was, then again it will be.
Pass.
Charles and Ray Eames film showing the scale of the universe.
Tenet.
Sorry, no. Nellie Bly expose about an insane asylum.
10 years locked up.
Sorry, no. It's a good guess there. So we got 1 part there for 10 points for Dixon. The parts that weren't gotten, 1913 Mexican Uprising is the 10 Tragic Days. The Japanese RPG is Final Fantasy X. The Led Zeppelin song, it's a very deep cut, 10 Years Gone. The Charles and Ray Eames film about the scale of the universe is Powers of 10. And the Nellie Bly expose is 10 Days in a Madhouse. So, Dixon, time for a lightning round of your own. Your options again are infections or TV settings.
Infections.
Infections is the choice. So both teams are going to want to have pencil and paper ready for this one. I'll give you a condition. You'll state whether that condition is caused by a bacterium, or a virus, or a fungus, or a parasite, or a prion. I'll list those again. Might be caused by a bacterium, a virus, a fungus, a parasite, or a prion. Those will be your possible answers. I'll give you a condition that one of those causes. Again, Dixon 60 seconds, Pecatonica with 30 seconds to rebound anything they don't get. Aiden and the team, are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Part 1, influenza.
Virus.
Correct. Malaria.
Virus.
Sorry, no. COVID-19.
Virus.
Correct. Strep throat.
Bacteria.
Correct. Tetanus.
Fungus.
Sorry, no. Dandruff.
Pass.
Mad cow disease
Prion.
is correct. Botulism,
Bacteria.
correct. Most cases of cervical cancer,
Virus.
correct. African sleeping sickness,
Fungus.
sorry, no. Back up to the one you passed. Dandruff,
Fungus.
fungus is correct. That'll be the lightning round for you. 7 parts, 70 points for Dixon. 3 parts coming back to Pecatonica. Again, I'll give a condition. You'll state what causes it. 30 seconds might go pretty quickly. Take all the time you like. Becca and the team, are you ready? Here we go. First part, malaria.
Parasite.
Parasite is correct. Tetanus.
Bacteria.
Bacterium is correct. African sleeping sickness.
Parasite.
That's all 30 points. Swept lightning round combined for the two teams. Very nicely done. With that, we have a score of Dixon 160, Pecatonica 150, going into the Mercy Health Final Challenge. This is a very close game. Stick around for the conclusion. Welcome back to Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. It's about time to wrap up our third place match for season 10. We have a score of Dixon 160, Pecatonica 150. We won't have a tie, we'll have a winner momentarily in the Mercy Health Final Challenge. Contestants, fingers on buzzers. Each question's worth 20 points, and so the score will change very rapidly. The opportunity to end your season with a win right in front of you. Best of luck to both teams as we start with toss-up 1. What tallest mountain of Turkey overlooks the Armenian, that is Ronan.
Mount Arafat?
Sorry, no, I'll finish for Pecatonica. Overlooks the Armenian capital of Yerevan and was the supposed landing spot of Noah's Ark. That's Tyler.
Arat?
Sorry, no, both very close. It's Ararat, 3 syllables and then no F. We'll go to the next question. What European country whose overseas possessions include Madeira and the Azores? That is Nathan.
Portugal.
Portugal is correct, has just one land border with Spain. Next question. In the early 1950s, the National Party implemented what system of racial oppression that was opposed by, that is Tyler?
Apartheid?
Apartheid is correct, opposed by groups like the African National Congress in South Africa. What figure, also known as Kore or the Maiden, was the cause for Demeter's grief when she was kidnapped by that is Tyler.
Persephone?
Persephone is correct. Pecatonica takes the lead. What group of elements, whose atomic radii are the smallest in each period, have full valence shells of, that is Tyler.
Noble gases?
The noble gases have full valence shells of electrons. Next question. 3C273 was the first known example of what very luminous active galactic nuclei, whose name, that is Tyler.
Quasars?
Quasars is correct for 20 points. Good astronomy knowledge there. Next question. What decade-long war attempted to prop up the communist Sour Revolution against the Mujahideen until, that is Nathan.
Soviet-Afghan War.
Is exactly correct. Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. Good pull for 20 points. What character who guides the narrator through the spheres of heaven in the poem Paradiso was based on a real woman who, that is Ronan.
Virgil. Oh.
Sorry, no, I'll finish for Pecatonica. No, I won't. Tyler.
Beatrice?
Beatrice is correct. A real woman who was loved by Dante from the Divine Comedy. Next question. In 2023, Argentina and Egypt, among others, were invited, that is Tyler.
BRICS?
Were invited to join BRICS. That's a very good buzz. Next question. What SI unit, which is used to rate fuses and circuit breakers, equals 1 watt per volt or 1 coulomb per second? That is Owen.
Amperes?
Amperes is correct. Excellent physics knowledge there for 20 points. What president who brokered the SALT II nuclear agreement?
Jimmy Carter.
That is Jimmy Carter for 20 points. Nicely buzzed. Next question. What language was used to describe a blood-soaked cross in the poem The Dream of the Rood and to portray a mead hall attacked by Grendel in Beowulf?
Old English?
Old English is correct for 20 points. Next question. The Tryst with Destiny speech was given just before independence by which first Prime Minister of India? Tyler.
Gandhi?
Sorry, no. Dixon, chance at it. Ronan.
Indira Gandhi?
Sorry, no. This is Jawaharlal Nehru. Next question. In what country, where Anthony Rota resigned as speaker after honoring a former Nazi, was Sikh leader Hardy, that is Tyler.
Canada?
Canada is correct for 20 points. And with that clutch buzz, Pecatonica wins 290 to 260.
What a way to end that.
What a way to end that is exactly right. Fantastic game, both teams. Pecatonica, congratulations on finishing in 3rd place in Season 10 of State Line Quiz Bowl. And congratulations to the Dixon Dukes as well on 4th place in this year's tournament. Both teams played fantastically all season long. You have fantastic results to be proud of. And we're very happy that you shared this experience with us. And we're happy that you shared it with us as well. We look forward to seeing you next week as we finish Season 10 with our final. Tune in Friday at 7 p.m. on WTVO for Belvedere versus Belvedere North. See you then.